Get your notebook and get your pen, get you something nice to drink, because I'm sure you're going to want to be taking notes. Hello, Mouse Diva fans, and this is the first type of vlog I have ever done like this. It's basically specialized for a subscriber, Laura Anna, but I thought, even though it's going to be geared towards her and her family and their first trip to Walt Disney World, I thought, why not share it with you guys? Because if you're a first timer, and even if you're not a first timer, there's going to be lots of little tips and stuff, ideas, suggestions in here that you might not have thought of before. So get your notebook and get your pen, get you something nice to drink, because I'm sure you're going to want to be taking notes. So a little bit about her trip. They're going in October 2017. Her parents, herself, her boyfriend, and her two little brothers, age 9 and 6. They are actually live overseas. They are not staying on Disney property. They will be going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and they actually only have 4 days for Disney parks. I can't remember if she said just, they're visiting each park one day and that's it, because they're doing other things while they're in Orlando also. So these are just some tips and suggestions kind of randomly. I'm trying to put all the ideas together, but there may be some, odd ones out of like my little lineup, my little outline, which I have taken my notes in my little mini book, and hopefully I will not leave anything out. So here we go. All right, since you're not staying on property, you can only make your fast passes 30 days in advance. If you were staying on property, you'd be able to make them 60 days in advance. What I would suggest for fast passes is, say the park opens at 9. I would make because your fast passes are for intervals of an hour. I would make that first fast pass starting at like as close as you can get to maybe 9:30. So the fast pass will be from 9:30 to 10:30. You're not going to use that fast pass at the beginning of that hour. Use the fast pass at about 10:20, 10:25, because the lines are going to be shorter. You don't need a fast pass that early in the morning. By about 10:30, you will start to need fast passes. Then that way you'll do another fast pass from 10:30 to 11:30, and then 11:30 to 12:30. And then after those initial 3 and you've used those up, then you can make your fast passes right there on your phone, and you'll get one, and then as soon as you use that one, you can get another one. This way you're using the fast pass system to its full potential. I would make that when you're using that first fast pass, for when you make your second one, I would try to get those, orient yourself with a map. Orient yourself of the layout of the parks, because you want to get the fast pass. You don't want to have to go clear over here for one pass and then have to go all the way across the park for another one. You want to try to get them as close together as possible, so that when that first fast pass that you use, you'll be getting off at about 10:30. Then you can just walk, a short distance, and you can go automatically to your next fast pass. Then by 10:45, you're off of it. You will have a little while before you can use your next one, but then that gives you the opportunity whether you're going to go eat, use the restroom, or hit the rides that don't have a long wait. Now for Magic Kingdom, I would suggest the fast passes you want to get, because you may not be familiar with which rides have the longest queues, the longest wait. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, you will definitely want to get a fast pass to that, because if not, you would have to run straight to that ride when the park opens, and even then you could everybody rushes to that ride and you could still have a long wait. So Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, I would put as your first one, and your second one, Peter Pan. Now, Peter Pan is not this thrill ride. It's a nice, cute, adorable ride. It's one of those must-dos, but it, for some reason, always has a very long line. And both Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Peter Pan's Flight is right there together in Fantasyland. Another one, just depending on your likes. Do you like the larger, faster roller coaster? Space Mountain is one that you would probably want to get in your original 3 fast passes. And that's because, yes, there's other rides you definitely know you have to ride. I have to ride Haunted Mansion. I have to ride Pirates of the Caribbean. But those are the rides that you'll still have a chance to actually book during the day. Once that day comes, there's going to be no Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. There's not going to be any Peter Pan left. So I hope I'm explaining it in a way that you understand that if you don't book those fast passes, you most likely will not get them later in the day. Things like It's a Small World and Buzz Lightyear, those you have a really, really good chance. I would leave those for your last fast passes because they're going to be more of them throughout your day, if that makes sense. Your second fast pass, you're going to want to be Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, Haunted Mansion. You want to hit one of those after your original 3 run out. You want to hit Haunted Mansion, Splash Mountain, or Thunder Mountain. And then as soon as that's up, hit one of those again. Because those are going to be your next longest lines. With this being your first trip to Disney World, and especially coming overseas, it's not like you get to come every year because that is such a long and expensive trip. I would definitely think about investing in the Photo Pass. I don't have to buy Photo Pass because annual pass holders, that's included. That's one of their perks is they automatically get the Photo Pass. Now, it is pricey. However, if you buy it ahead of time, I think you get to save like $10 or $20 or something like that. Of course, the Photo Pass photographers will take pictures with your camera, your phone. All you have to do is ask. Yes, you can get your own pictures, but without Photo Pass, you won't be able to get those ride pictures. And especially your first time riding, the expressions on everybody's faces is really priceless. And that is just something I'm getting chills thinking about it. I'm getting chills because I'm sitting here thinking there is nothing better than riding a ride for the first time and not knowing what to expect. Oh, it just makes me almost teary-eyed because you guys are going to have so much fun. I wish I was there at the same time you guys would be there. I love going with people. I love taking people for the first time because just everybody's expression. It is, like I said, it is just priceless. And they do some really fun things now on the Photo Pass things. There's pictures of, they may have you put up your arm and somebody else go like this, and it's going to be pastel on your arm. You can't get that in your own photos. Or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. The Photo Pass for those are, you're going to get part of the train, you're going to get y'all's expression. Oh, Buzz Lightyear's a good one, though. When you actually pull up your photo, little aliens come and they're like, thanks for saving us.
You have saved our lives. We are eternally grateful.
There's just little extra perks from getting the Photo Pass, even though, yes, it is so extremely ridiculously priced. But again, your first time there, it's just almost worth it. This is probably my least favorite thing about Magic Kingdom is actually getting to Magic Kingdom. That's why I love staying on property, because the buses take you, or the monorail, wherever you stay, takes you right there. But if you drive, you have to go to the Ticket Transportation Center, and then you have to get on a tram. Well, the parking lot. And then the tram takes you from the parking lot to the Ticket and Transportation Center. Then you either have to get on the ferry or the monorail, your choice. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes the monorail's down or the ferry's down and they force you to take one or the other. But then you have that long ferry boat ride But being your first time, either one you choose is going to be great because it is a whole new experience. And I'm not going to recommend one over the other. But what I would do is whatever you choose to go in the morning, choose the opposite coming back. when you're leaving the park for the day, choose the opposite. That way you've ridden both. I always tell people, don't feel bad about splitting up, especially if there's a big age difference. Like you're going with your parents and then your little brothers. If there's something that you and your boyfriend want to do, like for example, if your little brothers were little sisters and they wanted to meet all the princesses, and say that you and your boyfriend are like, oh my gosh, we are not standing in line to meet these princesses. You know, we've gone from princess to princess to princess. Don't feel bad about splitting up, because everybody has their own, their taste and their likes. The only thing to be aware of is, you know, it's great to, especially your first time, have all your fast passes together and ride those type of rides together. And another little tidbit, when you're driving to the parks and you've parked, go ahead and at the end of your row, there is going to be a sign that tells you what section you've parked in and what row you've parked in, a bunch of numbers. I'm going to insert an example right here. Take a picture of that, because at the end of the day, after you've been there all day and you're hot and you're tired, sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, what row? I remember we were in the villain section, because in Magic Kingdom there's 2 different sections and the buses are going 2 different ways, heroes and villains. I remember we were in the villain section and I remember we had Hook, but I don't remember the numbers. Was it like 310 through 325? Was it 250? You know, take a picture on your phone. There, you've got it there at the end of the day, and you'll remember. You don't have to remember where we parked. You don't have to be like the movie, one of the Star Trek movies. And I know this is really bad because I should be saying Star Wars, but it's not. But there's a Star Trek movie where the guys park in like an open field. They park their spaceship in the open field, and they get out and they're like, now everybody remember where we parked. And you know we always do that in places like this. And now you don't have to worry about where you park, because you have a picture. Laura Anna, and I really hope I'm saying your name right. I apologize if not. But you must meet Gaston. Now, there's no fast passes for Gaston. But being your age, you will have such a wonderful interaction with Gaston. So please check your times guide so you know when he's out, because he doesn't come out like, it's like 5 or 5:30, I think, somewhere in that time frame. And after that, he doesn't come out anymore. So you have to do him during the day. You have to, especially since your boyfriend's going to be there. He could feed off that. Oh, I just cannot even begin to tell you how much fun you will be standing in line for a while, but it is so worth it. Gaston is one of my favorite interactions when it comes. He's just one of my favorites. That's all I can say about that. Another suggestion I would have for Magic Kingdom is, if you get a chance and you can, try to book Be Our Guest for lunch. I am a very frugal person. I like to get the most out of my money, and I actually will book things based on, am I going to get a free refill? None of the quick services at Magic Kingdom, they no longer have free refills. Like they no longer have, they used to have drink stations and you could go up, and they no longer have those. The only place you can get that is at Be Our Guest restaurant. I know that's not a reason to go to Be Our Guest, but it actually, you got to go in that castle is all I'm saying. If you didn't get reservations for dinner, which you didn't mention, so I'm going to think you didn't, and you can't be on the dining plan because you're not staying on property, but if you can, try to get in there for lunch. The inside of the castle is just amazing. It is breathtaking. It is such an experience. Even if you weren't eating, it is such an experience. So that would be a definite recommendation for lunch, would be at our Be Our Guest restaurant.
We've decided we really like this table because we get to watch them dance the entire time that we eat.